All right, so we're continuing to keep it moving, picking up at Mark 1 and 16. And my apologies for how the stickers look, and I had to, arrange it with the 3D finger thing and take. Anyways, so verse 16. As he was going along by the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and Andrew, the brother of Simon, casting a net in the sea, for they were fishermen. And Jesus said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men." And immediately they left their nets and followed him. Now consider this. Did they do this because of something innate within them? Why did they do this? Did they do this because they could just already tell that Jesus was that dude? Or could it be because the Father had already drawn them, you know what I'm saying, to the Son? When Jesus says in John's gospel that all that the Father gives me will come to me, is this pretty much what we're seeing right here? I do want to emphasize this in case you've read this before, but you've never really thought about it. John tells us in his gospel that Jesus tells them they didn't choose him. Jesus chose them. Anyways, verse 19. And going on a little farther, he saw James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother, who were also in the boat mending their nets. And immediately he called them, and they left their father Zebedee in the boat with the hired servants and went away to follow him. So again, Mark doesn't give us much detail here. He's just telling us what happened. He's giving us the rundown, the play-by-play. First this happened, then that happened. But I really want y'all to understand here. I really want y'all to see this. Who did the calling, right? This is an example of the calling of God and the calling of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But which came first? Because remember, at this point, they don't know who Jesus is. They don't know that he's the Messiah. For all they know, he could just be another teacher. Just tell, hey, follow me. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would y'all have done if y'all was in their position? In my opinion, for them to be so willing to drop what they were doing and follow this man, this stranger, this 30-year-old man, I mean, that would have to be the work of God, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That would have to be God orchestrating these things. Now let's get to the chart. Main character was Jesus. The audience was Simon, Andrew, James, and John. Situation of the context, like we said, Jesus approaches these young men while they were doing their jobs, pretty much, and tells them to follow him. There weren't any references for us to worry about here. But the main point here, Jesus approached them and said to them he would make them fishers of men, right? And they dropped what they were doing immediately, Mark says, and followed. Now, did they do this because of something within them? Did they recognize who Jesus was? I think we all know the answer to that. You know what I'm saying? But that is a question to consider, right? Or was it because the Father had already prepared their hearts and had already drawn them to Jesus, to the Son? I think we know the answer to that.